Boxing knockouts can be dramatic. All it takes is one well-placed shot landing perfectly on target for one guy's lights to go completely out. There have been numerous stunning one-punch knockouts throughout boxing's glorious history. Performances that have had fans on the edge of their seats and on their feet in applause. That's why it can end quickly. Without further ado, here are our top 15 one-punch knockouts. Juan Manuel Marquier versus Manny Pacquiao. This might build the fight of the decade, which would decide the WBC's unofficial champion of the decade title. With a perfect flush right hand on the incoming Filipino, Mexican superstar Marquez put a stop to his epic rivalry with Pacquiao. It's an understatement to say that this is one of the greatest knockouts in boxing history. It had all the elements of a great knockout: timing, composure, execution, and technique. Number 14, Sergio Martinez versus Paul Williams. Martinez got revenge for his defeat to Williams the year before with a massive left hand that sent Williams crashing to the ground unconscious.
Good left hand, and down goes Williams.
Williams is a man with so much on the attack and aggression, and that's the worst punch in the world, a punch you don't see.
Williams had never been stopped before, yet he didn't move a muscle as he was counted out. It was a spectacular result that confirmed the Argentine's position as the finest middleweight in the world.
As he stops Paul Williams.
Boxing is a sport where a single moment can define a fighter's legacy. Throughout history, some knockouts have stood out not just because of the fighters involved, but because of the sheer, devastating power delivered in just one punch. These moments are unforgettable, often replayed for decades and become legends in their own right. In this piece, we explore 15 of the greatest one-punch knockouts that the boxing world has ever witnessed. One of the most iconic one-punch knockouts happened when Mike Tyson faced Michael Spinks in 1988. Spinks, who was undefeated at the time, was dismantled by Tyson's ferocious right hand just 91 seconds into fight. Tyson's power and speed overwhelmed Spinks before he even had a chance to settle, solidifying Tyson's reputation as the most feared heavyweight of his era. Another unforgettable knockout came from George Foreman when he faced Michael Moore in 1994. At 45 years old, Foreman was seen as a heavy underdog. However, in the 10th round, Foreman delivered a perfectly placed right hand that floored Moore, making Foreman the oldest heavyweight champion in boxing history. It was a masterclass in patience, power, and timing,
with Tillman winning both times. But as pros, Tyson made fast work of his old opponent. Mike dipped low and delivered a devastating overhand right with just 13 seconds left in the opening round, leaving Tillman flat on the canvas.
As we watch this again, and there is the punch, a high punch on the forehead.
Number 11, Julian Jackson versus Harold Graham. Jackson is regarded as one of the greatest knockout artists in history. He retired with a 55-6 record and 49 knockouts, but his signature stoppage will go down in boxing history as one of the greatest one-punch knockouts ever. Graham had dominated the first 3 rounds to the point that Jackson's eyes were swelling shut. And after the 3rd round, the ringside doctor warned Jackson that he would soon be forced to stop the fight. In round 4, Jackson suddenly landed a devastating right hook that instantly knocked out Graham.
Using every inch.
Oh, what a punch! I can't believe that.
Put his head up a bit like a weather vane there, and bang, I mean.
You pack a fair old dig, Julian. No one's ever done that.
I thought there was no chance of him touching ground.
And Jackson really pulled that one out of the fight.
Number 10, Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan. Amir Khan had some of the quickest hands in the business back in the day, a skill he felt would help him win when he faced Canelo Alvarez, one of the finest pound-for-pound fighters in the sport. Canelo, clearly the stronger man, began to gain control as the rounds progressed, and when he landed a clean punch in the 6th round, it was game over for Khan.
One's taking away his energy, and every
Julian Jackson, known for his thunderous punching power, showcased his ability when he fought Harold Graham. Jackson was behind on the scorecards and had swelling around his eyes, but with one devastating right hook, he ended the fight instantly. It remains one of the most astonishing turnarounds via a single punch in boxing history. In 1990, when Buster Douglas fought Mike Tyson, most remember the fight for the shocking upset. However, Douglas' uppercut in the 10th round remains one of the cleanest, most powerful punches thrown against Tyson. While Douglas followed up with a combination, it was that initial uppercut that truly spelled the beginning of the end for Tyson that night. Tommy Hearns, known as a hitman, was no stranger to spectacular knockouts. His destruction of Roberto Duran in 1984 is a testament to his frightening punching power. Hearns delivered a right hand that sent Duran crumbling to the canvas, marking the first time Duran had ever been knocked out cold. In 2007, Nonito Donaire faced Vic Darkinian in a bout many thought would be a showcase for the undefeated Darkinian. Instead, Donaire unleashed a perfect left hook that ended the fight and signaled the arrival of a new star in the boxing world. The punch was delivered with such precision that Darkinian had no chance to recover. Sergio Martinez's knockout over Paul Williams in 2010 is another example of one-punch perfection. Martinez, a slick and stylish southpaw, countered Williams' aggression with short, looping left hand that landed flush. Williams collapsed instantly, making it one of the cleanest knockouts in middleweight.
Number 6. Ann Wolfe versus Vonda Ward. When Ann Wolfe knocked out undefeated Vonda Ward in the first round of their light heavyweighted fight, she became the first female boxer to hold belts in 3 weight divisions. Vonda Ward, who was considerably taller, fought stiff and straight, rapidly walking chin first into a huge overhand right that left her unconscious.
Setting up this punch right on the chin. The best knockout punch I've ever seen.
Extraordinary!
Number 3. Jersey Joe Walcott versus Ezzard Charles. At the time of this 5th attempt at the heavyweight title and 3rd meeting with Charles, Walcott was the underdog and the oldest challenger ever for the title. Walcott clinched his victory with a powerful left hook that sent Charles to the canvas for the referee's count. Walcott's 15-year search for the title was rewarded by a single, flawless shot.
10 count. At the admitted age of 37, he became the oldest man ever to win the heavyweight title.
Number 2. Thomas Hearns versus Roberto Duran. Perhaps the most brutal one-punch knockout of all time. Hearns' devastating straight right was also oddly beautiful. Hearns promised a second-round knockout and delivered when Duran had his lights turned down within seconds by a proper hand. Number 1. Rocky Marciano versus Jersey Joe Walcott. Hard-hitting Marciano was behind Walcott on the scoreboards, but the powerful puncher unleashed a tremendous right hand to knock out his opponent as his body dropped down on the ring ropes. Marciano's famous knockout is considered not only the most dramatic single punch of all time, but also one of the most perfect in execution. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new videos.